Hey, it's Emily Williams, the founder of I Heart My Life and your host of the I Heart My Life show. Today we have episode 80, How to Handle Challenges, a listener Q&A. So I recently asked some of our listeners to share their biggest questions with me, and I had so many questions about how I handle challenges. A lot of people also wanted to know some specific challenges that I've recently faced. So today's episode is a short one. It's a mini Q&A where I share all about my most recent challenges, some of the biggest ones, some of the hardest ones, and how I was able to move through those. And now I actually appreciate challenge literally while it's happening. Trust me, this is a brand new shift for me, but you too can experience this sort of perspective towards challenge. And I'm going to teach you why it's so important that you shift your perspective on challenge literally ASAP. So let's dive in. Today, I'm taking a question from one of our incredible listeners. So this person sent me a message asking this specific question. She said, how do you handle challenges? And if you're willing to share specific examples. So let's go ahead and dive in. So challenges are one of my favorite topics, which is crazy for me to even say that out loud because that was never the case. In fact, I used to really shy away from challenges and I used to think that I was doing something wrong. In fact, I remember when I started I Heart My Life, I felt like I was going to have this trajectory that just kept going up and up and up. Then someone finally explained to me that that's not actually how business is supposed to be. And they explained that business is meant to be more of like a stair-stepping experience because sometimes you kind of level off and you have to stabilize and you have to steady the ship so that you can go to the next level and that you can accelerate. And so when I started to realize that there was nothing wrong with what I was experiencing and that challenges were normal, especially when you're growing, I started to, again, appreciate them. And what I mean by that is really understand that challenges are actually setting you up for the next level. And so when they happen, it's actually a sign that you're being prepared for massive growth. So one of my favorite quotes in the world is from Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. And he says, every challenge contains a seed of either equal or greater benefit. And so what he means by that is with every challenge, there's going to be an equal or greater benefit that comes from that challenge. And so what I've started to do is really take a look at what is the benefit that's happening right then and there. And so many people think that we have to wait until we're through the challenge to be able to see any sort of silver lining or any sort of positive from the challenge. But I really believe that you can actually see it right there when you're in the middle of it, when you're in the thick of it. And so I want you to start to practice that as you're in the midst of challenge. Now, this specific listener asked me for some tangible examples. So I'll give you one that's very recent. So we had a launch that didn't actually reach our goals. It didn't reach the financial goal that we had set for it. And at the beginning of the launch, I was experiencing a lot of sadness, a lot of anxiety around why isn't this working? What are we doing wrong? Why aren't people buying? Why aren't people opening the emails? All of that stuff that comes up literally in every single launch for most business owners who I know. And what I realized is it was time to really surrender to the challenges we were experiencing. I think so often we want to just keep putting up a fight. We want to just go in guns blazing, ready to face the challenge head on. And I'm not saying don't do that, but I am saying, like I said, that you can see the benefit, you can see the positive while you're in the middle of the challenge. And sometimes that means being that person who surrenders and you put down your weapons, you put down your armor, and you actually take a look at what's really going on to bring this challenge into your life. Why did you attract this challenge? What are the lessons that you're meant to learn? And what I specifically learned in the experience I'm sharing right now during the launch was that challenge was shedding a lot of light, was shining a lot of light on the holes in our company, specifically the marketing. And although we have an incredible team and we had things prepared and we moved forward, we had our sales team in place, so on and so forth, there were a lot of holes, like I said, in the marketing and in the strategy around the launch. And it made me realize, number one, we needed to get someone who was going to be head of marketing into our company sooner rather than later. We needed them to be essentially full-time, so they were devoted to I Heart My Life and they didn't have millions of other clients. And that's the one piece that I think we've been missing. Well, there's been many pieces, but that's one of the key pieces that we've been missing, especially for the last year or so, is actually having someone dedicated to the marketing in our company so that, again, they know the ins and outs. They're in it with our business. They have their hands dirty, whatever metaphors you want to, or sayings you want to come up with, they are truly in it. And like I said, that really shed a lot of light on the fact that we needed to bring on a more solid team member to be head of marketing, to be in charge of all of that. There were a few things we realized were broken, some of our meta tags on our website. We realized some of our shopping carts needed to be redesigned. We realized that the messaging might be a little bit off. And so instead of saying like, oh God, woe is me, why is this happening? We're doing something wrong and going into victim, I was like, okay, what is the lesson? What is this launch teaching us? And there's a phrase that James always says. I honestly don't remember who said it originally, but it's either you either win or you learn. And so I believe that you can do both at the same time. And that's exactly what happens during challenge. Right now, I feel like we've won because we got the clarity around what we needed to do better the next time. We have someone on our team who literally, like, I decided very quickly that I wanted to bring on someone full time. And luckily we had someone on our team already who had other clients. And I didn't even know if she was going to want to kind of leave them and come in with us full time. But I had a conversation with her in the middle of the launch and basically said, here's what I'm seeing, because we don't wait until the end of the launch to evaluate everything, by the way. Here's what I'm seeing. And here's what I want to happen. Are you available for that? This is literally, I had a document that said, dream marketing role. This is my dream marketing scenario and role. Are you up for the task? Is this something you can do? And within a span of a few days, she had released her other clients and gave notice to the final one. And she came on with us in a much, much bigger role. And then we hit the ground running. Because the truth is in the fast-paced environment that we live in, this online space where people are doing launches all the time, they're releasing new programs and products, you don't have time to just sit around and think about what that next best decision is. You have to act quickly. And that's something else that Napoleon Hill talks about. He talks about how the most successful people make decisions quickly and change their mind slowly. Now, I don't know about the change your mind slowly part because I believe in firing fast. But what I've realized is I'm not going to sit around and like I said, wait for the right answer or wait for something to fall into place. I take the reins of my life and of this company and actually make things happen. And so what I think a lot of people kind of tend to do is they go into victim around challenge and they forget that they can surrender, but also be strong and make decisions at the same time. So surrender to the challenge and say, okay, hey, what is happening here? What is this showing me? What is this teaching me? What can I learn from this? How can I grow? How am I being made stronger in order to go to the next level? And then what action am I going to take based on these lessons and what's showing up for me right now and what I'm learning? And then you have a total recipe for success. You've actually learned from your challenge and you're making decisions and taking action to be better. And I think, this happens personally as well when we experience personal challenge. I've been very open and honest regarding what happened in our company a few years ago. We had a bunch of people leave one of our programs unexpectedly, and that resulted in a $100,000 loss for our company. But it also resulted in me losing a lot of my confidence, and I had to build it back up. And so that was incredibly challenging for me personally, but it definitely made me stronger. It also impacted us in terms of our financials. Obviously, we lost money, but at the same time, we became smarter with money. We got a better handle on where money was going out and where it was coming in. We had more awareness around our financials. We put certain people in place to help us have more awareness around our financials. Because of that situation, we actually created this beautiful friendship with someone who's still in our life, who's a total powerhouse businessman, and he's become a mentor for both James and myself. And so I know hindsight is often 20/20, but it doesn't have to be. When you're in the midst of the challenge, you can look for the gift And then you'll move through it quicker. That's what most people don't realize. They think that they want it to be over. Then they go into resistance around it. And then they're trying to push it away, which actually makes it last longer because you're essentially devoting energy to the challenge. Okay. We think we're trying to push it away, but basically all our mind sees is, oh, I'm focusing on this challenge. I'm focusing on this challenge. Even if I don't want it, I'm focusing on this challenge. Just like, with debt, if we're focused on debt, we're going to get more debt. And so what I want you to understand is it's time to surrender and learn the lesson at the same time and then move forward, and you will shift it so much faster. So I hope that makes sense to everyone. Like I said, you have this ability as well. It takes some practice. And honestly, I'll be totally truthful with you. I recently told one of my coaches that this last experience was one of the first times where I've ever been like in full surrender to the challenge. And even, in the beginning when it showed up, like I said, I wanted it to go away. I was like, why is this happening? I was resistant. I didn't appreciate it, but then I shifted. And so that's the choice that you have as well. And you get to decide how long that challenge sticks around and what you're going to do with it, what you're going to do in terms of the action you're going to take. And you too have tons and tons of power to shift it. So I'm going to leave it there for now. Would love to know any feedback, any thoughts, or further questions you have in our on our blog post. If you want to type some comments in there, or you can even submit them to info@iheartmylife.com. I know this is a really juicy topic for people. Challenge can feel very difficult. It can feel like you did something wrong. I know for me, I tried to kind of think my way into the success I wanted. And I do believe in the power of our thoughts, but I also believe that everything happens for a reason and we attract everything into our life. And so there's a reason why you're attracting challenge. And most of the time that's because there's a lesson in it for you. And so be willing to look for the lesson and you will move through it so much quicker. And you will become stronger. I am now so prepared to create this empire that I've just started, in my opinion, 6 years in. And I know that we're going to take this to so many new levels, and I'm going to have to become the next level version of me. And that's truly what challenge does. Just like any other sort of exercise, as you're building your muscles actually tear and grow a bit weaker before they get stronger. And that's exactly what's happening to you in the midst of challenge. So show gratitude for your challenge this week, anything that comes up for you, and just understand that you are so strong and you've totally got this. Want to go deeper with challenge? This is something we actually have a whole module on in our I Heart My Life membership. If you go to iheartmylife.com, you'll see more information about the membership. You can sign up for a special trial price where you get actually 2 trainings every single month, one on mindset and one on strategy, plus 2 Q&A calls in the private Facebook group. So you are fully supported each month for a very small investment, if I do say so myself. And you get access to all of our previous trainings, including the challenge one that I just mentioned, as well as tons of other incredible content to support you in shifting your mindset, improving your strategy, growing your business and career, and going to the next level in every way. So go to iheartmylife.com to learn more. Thank you for listening to the I Heart My Life show. For more inspiration, success tips, and ways to achieve your life and business goals, definitely follow me on Facebook and Instagram on I Heart My Life Now. See you next time.